Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Big shout out to our notification gang. Thank you so much for being the first in the notification family. Thank you. Today's video is going to be a tips video. I'm going to be giving you guys some of the juicy uni tips that I never got, that I had to learn myself the hard way, and that I'm happily sharing with you guys. For those of you who were probably asking, did you even go to uni? Yes, I graduated. I even have V11s. I have my evidence here. It's hot, you know? Sis did graduate over here, so I mean, I guess I could have some good advice. I guess. So yeah, let's jump straight into today's video. Some of the tips that I would give you guys for uni is number one, planning your life. Especially if you're in uni, plan your life out. Have a planner that you follow very religiously and plan your life out. And that also includes people's birthdays and people's birthday dinners that you're going to be willing to go to, people's parties that you're going to be willing to go to. Sit down at the start of the year or at the start of the semester and write down all the assignments that are due. In my uni, and I presume in most unis, they at the start of the year give you the course, I forgot what it was called, course schedule, let's call it that, the course schedule that has in week 12, you're going to have a test. In this week, you're going to have a test on chapter this to this. It's important for you to do that. Start at the start of the semester and go through and write all that stuff down. Count your weeks and write that stuff down. Not just the assignments, but also the work that you need to do. If you have a test in week 4 for chapters 2 and 3, in week 2, you write to be tested in week 4. In week 3, you write to be tested in week 4. So that you know when you're going through your planner that this is vital information, and you're not shocked when you get to week 4 and everyone's like, oh, there's a test, and you're like, oh no, I didn't know. That was me in first year, and I'm sure most of us can tick that box and say that was all of us. So do it that way, and do it for every single subject that you're doing. I learned this later on in life, and I was kicking myself for not doing it at the start of the year, but it's really vital. It's annoying to do during the time, but once you get into week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10, exams are 3 weeks away, you will start really thanking yourself for being organized at the start of the year. So the next tip that I'll give you guys is tip 2. Usually some courses say this is examinable, this is not examinable, things like that. I would recommend you from the beginning to take, for the examinable things, to take proper notes. If you are doing a course like what I was doing biomed, you have a lot of notes because you have a lot of systems and physiology, anatomy, this, that. Take notes, whether it be written notes, if you like written notes, or whether it be computer notes. I did computer notes. Luckily, I still have some of them here. So this was for my immunology. As you can see all the writing. This was for immunology, the immunology exam, and this was for, and this was for neuroscience. So, let me tell you what I did. Learned this later on, again, kicking myself. It's important for you to write down your notes as if they are for the exam. So take down the notes. If you like to take down simple notes and then later on take deeper notes, that's fine, you can do that. But I prefer to just do it, as we're going. So I would write down on my laptop during the lectures proper notes, like exam notes, copy and paste from the lecture, write the little extra added stuff, and I would make a sheet. And this is however many pages, like 20 pages. Let me tell you that my friends were begging for this stuff at the end of the semester. And I gave my notes to so many people who were below me, who were my friends. And they were like, oh my God, Tatenda, thank you. Especially this one for neuroscience. I gave it to so many people and they were like, thank you. But you're not all going to have a Tatenda in your course that's going to happily give you their notes that they worked hours and hours to make. So you need to be the Tatenda and have your notes ready. So what I did was that. So then when it came time to the end of the semester and it's now time to start getting ready for your exams, you already have proper notes. And all you need to do now is start revision, because you already have the proper notes. And usually when lecturers are teaching, they say, this is going to be in the exam, or they give little hints. You can, write those little hints here where it's needed to be. But it's important for you to have your notes so that you don't start trying to write your notes in week 10 when you should start doing your revision by that time. Don't start trying to write notes in week 10, it's too late for that. If the course is heavy, it's a heavy course like immunology or like neuroscience where you need to learn a lot of stuff, it's important for you to do notes like this from day one. You need to start doing those notes. Note taking, vital. The next tip that I would give you guys is emailing your lecturers, or if you're having a hard time at uni, if you're having a hard time with the subject, do not be afraid to email your lecturer. It's their job. They're getting paid to do that. Your job is to learn. They're not gonna, be like, oh, Tatenda, I see that you're struggling with this test. Let me help you. No, you are the one that needs to show the initiative, because some of these subjects you don't study them the way you're meant to study everything else. You're meant to study them in a different way. Okay, so for example, one of the subjects that I struggled with so much, and in my last year of uni, I thought I was not going to graduate because of that subject, and that subject was pharmacology. My first test I failed, my second test I failed. I said, whoa there. And then I spoke to the lecturer. I went to the lecturer to his office. I drove an hour and a half to his office because my uni was an hour and a half. And his office was in the next campus, which was even further. I drove an hour and a half to his office and I said, sir, I'm struggling. And he sat down with me. He's like, what are you doing? How are you studying for it? And he's like, listen, Tatenda, you're struggling. You're studying for it completely the wrong way. Pharmacology is about mnemonics. It's about memorizing the drugs and how they function. And there's like heaps and heaps of drugs that you have to memorize, and your brain cannot memorize it all. So you need to have little tricks, mnemonics, little puzzles and things that you can use to try and remember. So he's like, the kids that are doing really well, they either have a book that they write down and they see like familiarities. They see familiar tendencies in the drugs, or they have flashcards. And I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, and then also pharmacology isn't about physiology. It's not physiology. So it's important for you to know what the drug does in the body, but what's important is you knowing the drugs and the group that it belongs to and other drugs in that group. It's like, oh, no wonder I've been failing. I know the entire physiology. So then I started this book, and this was about 4 weeks in. And I started this book of drugs, and I would write down how the drug affects the body, and then also I would write down the endings so that I know that they all end in a certain letter. So I ended up doing really well in that subject. I ended up getting a B, and bear in mind I failed the first 2 tests. I got like 43 and 30 something. But I came back. Why? Because I spoke to the lecturer. I put my pride aside after seeing the way he's been marking my tests. I put my pride aside and said, you know what, I'm gonna fail. Not just this subject, but I'm gonna have to do this subject again next year and not graduate this year if I don't pull my socks up and go and visit this man. Email your lecturer, talk to your lecturer. If you're not doing well, if you need help, their job is to help you. But they won't pull you from where you are to help you. You need to go to them and show initiative to go to them. My fourth tip is that you need to prioritize your time. So back to what I was saying about the planner, prioritizing your time is very, very important, especially when you have friends who are older than you, friends who are doing other things, friends who are not involved. Very important for you to prioritize your time, because you want to graduate and you want to do well, and you should be the one caring about your degree, not everybody else. Yes, your family care about you, but everybody else has their own self in mind. So you're the one that needs to say, oh guys, I would love to go bowling with you, but I can't today because I have an assignment due here. Guys, I would love to spend the night on FaceTime with you guys, but listen, I have an assignment due. With that being said, let's talk about assignments, yeah? Prioritizing your time means that you start doing assignments early. You start doing assignments on time. Do not start doing an assignment the day before and then be surprised that you got a crappy score. You have to, if you do the first tip that I told you about having your planner, you will know that I have an assignment due in 2 weeks. You can start doing bit by bit of that assignment while you're doing whatever else needs to be done, bit by bit, so that when you get to the week the assignment is due, you've already done maybe half or 60% of the assignment. You already know what you're doing. Not in a position where the week of the assignment being due is the first week that you read the syllabus of what's expected for that assignment. If you plan ahead and you do my first tip, you won't be in that situation. And if you do my first tip, then follow that planner. Follow your planner so that you do well and that you have enough time. And that's how you manage yourself and your time in uni, so that you don't end up in a situation where you feel like you're constantly running, where you don't get a break in uni, where you're just full, like, what do you call it? Where you're treading water, where you're struggling to breathe in uni. You want to be, I know sometimes we see those people in uni that are just like, everything is so easy for them. You know, everything is just wow, the marks are just coming in, and they don't look stressed, they look happy, and you're over there like struggling and stressed and whatever. That's what those people do. They plan ahead and they follow their plan. There's no point in you making a plan and not following it. My English teacher in high school used to say one thing that's always stuck with me, which is not planning is planning to fail. So either plan or don't plan, but not planning is planning to fail. You may not fail, but you may not be doing the best that you can do. Those are my top tips that I can give you guys. If you would like me to give you some more tips that I learned, let me know in the comment section below, or if you have specific questions that you would like me to answer pertaining to uni, studies, struggling in school, things like that, let me know in the comment section below, or message me directly if you want, and I can sort that out for you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys have liked this video. Make sure to comment down below your thoughts, and I'll see you guys next week. I love you guys so much. Mwah.